Hello everyone and welcome to the WCG for match 2 of the 2022 TextBet Australia Day T20 Big Bash, which sees the defending champions Young Money Cash Money getting their title defence underway against the highly fancied NIFF NUFFS in another blockbuster to get us underway in Group B. The men in black defeating the men in pink on their way to their grand final success last year, so I'd imagine there'd be plenty of feeling in this one. As we take a look at how Group B lines up for this edition, it's Young Money Cash Money who headline Group B after their maiden title success last time out, and they're amongst the favourites once again. The NIFF NUFFS, who exited last year's competition at the quarterfinal stage, also featuring Group B and are also highly fancied once again. And Group B is rounded out by the WCG Babes, who could hardly have asked for a tougher draw. And of course, just before we get underway, we'd like to thank our major sponsor for this year's tournament, TextBet, who have been brilliant since jumping on board. Bet local, bet with Tex. The toss was conducted a short while earlier, and after a little bit of confusion, Young Money Cash Money had won it and elected to bowl first. And as we take a look at the defending champion side for this year's tournament, and it's as you were from last year's successful title-winning campaign, Rabi Basher will captain the side once again. He'll be joined by the MVP from last year's tournament, Ryan Schaefer, and if he can replicate the tournament he had last time out, they'll go close to lifting it again. And Young Money Cash Money are rounded out by Sean Cook, who did his part in last year's edition when required. And as we take a look at the NIFF NUFFS side for this year's campaign, they will be skippered by Henry Perinara once again. Joel Wojcik lines up for the men in pink once again this year. Wojcik finished the third leading run scorer in last year's edition and will be entrusted with getting most of the runs you'd feel once again. And rounding out the side is the potato man himself, Todd Lavin, who features for the men in pink for his second successive season. So a quarter-final rematch from last year's edition to get us underway in Group B. It's Young Money Cash Money taking on the NIFF NUFFS. We're ready to go. So it will be Joel Wojcik who will get this innings underway for the men in pink. As mentioned earlier, he was the third leading run scorer in last year's edition. Can he replicate the innings he played against the men in black in last year's quarterfinal? So you get the feeling that top spot in Group B is up for grabs in this fixture. It's going to be the skipper, Rabi Basher, to Joel Wojcik first up. He's in now. This one's a back of a leg delivery, and it is a wider delivery, and it has been called a wide, to the obvious displeasure of the Young Money Cash Money skipper. We'll take a look at the replay. Yeah, you know what? It's probably a fair enough call. And the WCG faithful welcome the skipper back in style. So under the pump from ball one. Here's Basher will continue again now to Wojcik. This one's a back of a leg delivery, and it's hammered down the ground for the first boundary of the contest. Well, it's not the start Rabi Basher would want on his return. That's been clobbered. Basher to continue to Wojcik in the opening over. Here he's in now, and it's another horrible delivery. That is well and truly a wide, as he just turns back and walks back to his mark. Well, I don't think this is the start to their title defence that the defending champions were looking for. Here the skipper's just got to collect his thoughts and land it in a good area here. As we continue again now to Wojcik. This one's a back of length delivery, played back down the ground. Oh, it was fielded originally by Basher. Ricochets off his boot, and I think this has hit the clothesline and gone to the boundary. Well, it looked like Schaefer was going to gather. He normally safe as houses. Yeah, it's hit the clothesline. Things going the NIFF NUFFS way early. So they're off to a fly here, the NIFF NUFFS. As Basher's in once again to him now. And this one played down the ground. He can't field of his own bowling. It's a nightmare start here from Basher. And the NIFF NUFFS are away. Wojcik races to 12. It's 14 without loss. So Young Money Cash Money under the pump early on. Basher is in once again to Wojcik, and this one's a full toss, but this time he can't put it away, as it's well stopped by Sean Cook there at mid-off. So the men in pink, 15 without loss in the opening over. They wouldn't have dreamed of a start like this. Here he's in once again, Basher, and he's parried this, but he parries it over the fence, which isn't a boundary. So Wojcik will move through for just a single to end with. 16 without loss after one. It's going to be Ryan Schaefer who'll hope to pull this back here to bowl the second over. He's in now, and begins with a full toss, and Wojcik hammers this down the ground once again. He's on fire to begin the tournament, picking up where he left off in last year's edition. 20 without loss. Well, the defending champions are up against it here in match 2. Schaefer is in once again to Wodzik, and this one's a better delivery. And Wodzik is forward and slips. And it's well fielded there by Sean Cook, who put the NIFF NUFFS vice skipper under pressure. Here, so a dream start to this Group B encounter here for the men in pink. 20 without loss in the second over. Wodzik has raced along to 17. Schaefer's in once again. This one's a short, wider delivery, and he's hammered it. But this time he's hammered it out of the park. So the first wicket down for the Young Money Cash Money as they pick up the dangerous Wodzik for 17. Well, that was much needed for the defending champs if ever there was a more obvious statement. 1 for 20. So with the removal of the dangerous Wodzik, that wicket now brings the captain Henry Perenara to the crease at number 2. Has made crucial runs in this tournament down the years when required. Can he stand up for his side in this one? So it'll be Ryan Schaefer who's just picked up the big wicket of Wodzik into Perenara for his first delivery. And this one's a back of a length delivery, but it slides down the leg side. So that'll have to be rebowled, and that's another one to the total here for the NIFF NUFFS. The men in pink 1 for 21 in the second over. Here is Schaefer will continue around the wicket to Perenara, and this one's a fuller delivery outside the off stump, and Perenara is happy enough to let this one go. So plenty of time for Perenara remaining in this innings. Still 11 deliveries left to go. Here is Schaefer in for the final ball of the over. Here he's in now, this one's a back of a length delivery, and Perenara defends for no run to end with. So the NIFF NUFFS well placed at the halfway stage in this Group B blockbuster. 1 for 21 after 2 overs, and they've got a perfect launch pad from which the captain can potentially launch off in this back end of the innings. Big 2 overs coming up. So it's going to be Sean Cook to bowl the third over of the innings. He too will come around the wicket and begins with a shorter delivery, and it's a swing and a miss there from Perenara, who is just struggling to find his feet so far in this innings. He's faced 4 deliveries, 3 of them legal, and has yet to get a run so far. Here is Cook will continue around the wicket to him now. He's in now, this one's a thick inside edge. Oh, he's got runs now, as this one squirts away for his first runs of the tournament. He seemed a little flat-footed, did the Young Money Cash Money skipper. This goes past his right-hand side and to the boundary. Cook to continue to Perenara in the third over. Here he's in now, and this one's a full delivery, gets a thick outside edge, and he's going to move through for a single. Oh, he's good, isn't he? How good was that from Schaefer? He stops a potential boundary and then nearly runs Perenara out. That's a brilliant bit of fielding. How crucial will that stop prove to be? The NIFF NUFFS move along to 1 for 26, as Cook will continue getting out to Perenara. Oh, he's got him this time, it's a thick inside edge, and it goes through to the keeper. That is just what the doctor ordered for the defending champions. Cook picks up his first wicket of the tournament, and it's the big wicket of the NIFF NUFFS skipper. Cook standing up when required once again. So that's how quickly this game can change in this tournament, as that wicket now brings Todd Lavin to the crease, the last man in for the men in pink, and the defending champions will be sensing a big opportunity to wrap this innings up quickly. So it'll be Sean Cook who's going to go back over the wicket this time to bowl to Todd Lavin. It's a back of length delivery. Oh, he's hit it well, but he's hit it straight to the bin. So that's the innings over, just like that for the NIFF NUFFS. It's a brilliant fight back from Young Money Cash Money. Sean Cook takes 2 in 2 deliveries to wrap this innings up, and the defending champions, after staring down the barrel of a massive target to chase, have pegged this one back nicely. So the NIFF NUFFS, after being well positioned at the halfway stage of the innings, will be disappointed to be bowled out for 26. At one stage we're 1 for 21, but with Sean Cook picking up 2 for 5 in his over, has helped peg this back for the defending champs. Joel Wodzik top scoring with 17 for the NIFF NUFFS. It might not be as much as they would have thought, but it's still a decent total on the board, and it's 27 to get for the defending champs. So it's a no-brainer for who's making his way out into the middle. First up for Young Money Cash Money. Ryan Schaefer will get this run chase underway for the men in black. Coming off a tournament to remember last time out. Can he start with the bat once again? So it's 27 to get for the defending champions. And it's going to be Henry Perenara to bowl over the wicket for the first over of the run chase. Here he's in now to full delivery. Oh, that must have just missed the off stump. How has that missed? Well, that was nearly a massive moment for the NIFF NUFFS. Oh, that cannot have missed by much. Well, dramatic start to this run chase. Here is Perenara will continue again now to Schaefer, and this one's a good delivery on about leg stump, and it's well defended by Schaefer back down the pitch for no run. Schaefer whacked 49 not out in the quarter-final last year to get his side home. He won't need that many this time. Here he's in now, and this one's a full delivery. It's hit back down the pitch, but shock horror, Henry Perenara throws out an arm and saves it well with his own bowling. So anything Schaefer can do in the field, Perenara can do just as well. It's a good stop. Perenara to continue to Schaefer in the opening over the run chase. He's in now, this one's a good length delivery, and it's played back down the ground, but well stopped there from Wodgick. So 3 balls, 3 dots so far from Young Money Cash Money. Here Schaefer appears in no rush, as Perenara is in once again. It's a good length delivery, and this time he pierces the gap for the first runs of the run chase. He's hit this well, has Schaefer. He waited on it nicely and played right through the line. It's a good way to get off the mark. No wicket for 4 after 1. It's going to be Joel Wodgick to bowl the second over of the innings. He's in now and he begins with a bouncer. And that's been let go by the umpire. It's 1 or 2 groans from the crowd. Here, let's have a look. No, it's probably fair enough. Touch and go. Wodgick to continue to Schaefer in the second over. Here he's in now. This one's a good delivery, a fuller delivery, bang on the money. And Schaefer is happy to defend and plays back down the pitch for no run. Here Schaefer appears in no hurry here in this run chase. As Wodgick is in once again to him now, and it's a full delivery and it's played away on the leg side, but it's brilliantly stopped by Todd Lavin, who throws out his left leg. Well, if you want to be a tough marker, it's actually a chance, but give Toddy the credit on this one. So the pressure mounting somewhat here on the men in black. Here's Wodgick is in once again to Schaefer. And this one's let go by the umpire, says this has gone over leg stump. Here on first viewing, it's probably not a bad decision. So another dot there for the NIFF NUFFS. Young Money, Cash Money, no wicket for 4 deep into the second over. Here he's in now, and this one's a full delivery, and he's not going to escape this time, as this one pushes down the leg side, and that'll be a wide. So Schaefer in no hurry. He knows that Todd Lavin has to bowl an over at some stage. As Wodgick is in for the final ball of the over, and it's a full toss, and he places through mid-wicket for a much-needed boundary. Well, that's a bonus served up from Wodgick. It's a shame to end what's been a decent over. No wicket for 9 after 2. So this match is precariously placed here at the halfway mark of the run chase. The defending champions require 18 runs off 10 deliveries to get the chocolates in this Group B encounter. And the main thing from their point of view is that Schaefer's still at the crease. So it's going to be Henry Perenara to bowl the third over of the innings. Here he's in now. This one's a good length delivery. It's played down the ground. But once again, Perenara moves smartly off his own bowling to stop a certain boundary. So it's now 18 to get off 9 deliveries. 2 a ball required here for the defending champions. As Perenara will continue over the wicket once again to Schaefer. He's in now. This one's a good length delivery. It stays low. And this hits Schaefer on the knees. And once again, it's another priceless stop for the men in pink. Here Schaefer won't be too phased. He knows that Todd Lavin has to bowl this last over. So as long as he's at the crease, they'll fancy the chances. Here he's in now. Oh, has he nicked this, has he? No, I think this has hit the thigh and gone through to the keeper. Well, it's yet another dot here from Perenara, who's bowling a fantastic over. 18 to get off 7. So just 2 deliveries left to negotiate in this Perenara over. As Perenara is in now, it's a back of a length delivery, and he plays this brilliantly through mid-wicket for a much-needed boundary. It's now 14 to get off 6 for the defending champions. Yeah, that's brilliantly played. This is coming down to the wire. So Perenara is in for the final ball of the penultimate over. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery, and Schaefer gets a thick inside edge, but I think this is rolled onto the auto wiki, so the ball will be dead. Here, there's just a bit of conjecture as to what's actually happened here, but I think the umpire has signalled a dead ball. We'll take a look on this replay. Yeah, that looks like it's hit inside. It's a dot ball to end with. And to the final over we go. So it's been a brilliant couple of overs here from Henry Perenara, the skipper. Only 8 runs coming off his 2 overs, which has stifled Young Money, Cash Money. And it all comes down to the final over. 14 to get off 5 deliveries. And it's Todd Lavin who's trusted with the responsibility, who will be the hero in this Group B blockbuster. So it's going to be Todd Lavin to bowl this final over here as he's in now to Ryan Schaefer, and this one's a full delivery. He's hit this straight up in the air, and Joel Wodjick takes the catch. Well, he's taken the catch, but has he? Yeah, I think he has. He's backed into the boundary markers. It's 6 to begin the over. Well, no one knows what's going on at the moment. The umpire has signalled 6. Well, as if this wasn't dramatic enough, it's another contentious moment in an opener for the NIFF NUFFS, as it was last year against the Saggy Greens. You will see on this angle, yeah, oh, there it is. He's touched the fence. How unfortunate. Well, it's now 8 to get off 4 deliveries. Here is this one to shorter delivery from Lavin. Oh, and Schaefer cannot get this away, as he can't beat Wodjick there at mid-wicket. So it's now 8 of 3 deliveries. Here is Lavin, will continue around the wicket to Schaefer. This one's a good length delivery. It's hit back down the ground, and it's been brilliantly stopped of his own bowling from Lavin. That's a big moment in this contest. Lavin sticks out a right peg and has stopped this from a certain boundary. Oh, I tell you what, Cristiano Ronaldo would be proud of that control. What a stop. So it's now 8 to get from 2 deliveries. 2 clean hits does this, as this one's in now and he's hit it down the ground, Schaefer. So there's one of them. He gets this down the ground for a much needed boundary. Just too much width offered there from Lavin on this occasion, and Schaefer pounces all over it. So we're down to the final delivery in this Group B contest. It's 4 to get off this final delivery. Lavin into Schaefer, and it's played away on the leg side. It hasn't gone to the boundary, and he's been run out. So the NIFF NUFFS get home in an absolute thriller here in Group B. Todd Lavin, the hero with the ball at the end. It's an absolute classic once again here in match 2, as the men in pink get revenge for their quarter-final exit last time out. Schaefer leaving his run too late in this contest. It's a brilliant bit of fielding from Wodjick, who stops the boundary, and just to add salt to the wounds, they complete the run out to remove Schaefer for 22, and they get home in a thriller. So in an absolute belter to get us underway in Group B, the NIFF NUFFS prevail over Defending Champions in a ball over in match 2. They prevail by 3 runs to rocket to the top of Group B, and you'd imagine that's where they will stay, with the Babes up next for the men in pink. Schaefer again standing up with the blade, making 22, but it was not enough on this occasion, as we'll make our way down to Daniel Arnold with the Mosh Mike, who's got the hero of this Group B encounter.
There you go, guys. Take over the Mosh Mike. We just witnessed something unbelievable. This is Toddy Lavin, mate, just pulled off. Game-winning performance in the field.
Had an epiphany last night that we were going to win the comp, so we started.
No, that's unbelievable. It's your first time on the Mosh Mike. Can you tell me 2 things that you like about yourself?
Me, myself and I. That's true.
That's true. You've gone overboard, mate. Can you please leave? See you, mate. Well done. Well done,
Toddy. Todd Lavin, obviously happy with his efforts here today, and so he should be, the big fella. So as we look ahead to the next match of the tournament, it's another big one to get us underway in Group C. Last year's semi-finalists, the Puff and Billies, get their tournament underway against the always unpredictable Tom Doy and the Saggy Greens, as this one shapes up to be another classic.